They thought she'd be an easy target. Just another black woman living alone. What they didn't know was that she had backup watching every move. The moving truck rolled up on a Tuesday late morning. The kind of time where most folks were at work or running errands. Except in Sycamore Ridge, California, where early retirement and home offices meant people noticed everything. Someone was already watching from across the street before the lift gate even touched the driveway. Naomi Ellis, 43, stood next to her black SUV, clipboard in hand, giving the movers quiet instructions. Tall with a confident posture and a calm stare, she moved like someone who didn't waste energy trying to impress people. She wore jeans, boots, and a long-sleeved t-shirt with a faint stain from breakfast. She didn't care. This wasn't a fashion show. It was her next chapter. She had closed on the two-story home just a month earlier. Spanish tile roof, beige stucco, manicured hedges, the kind of place that said, "I made it." And she had, just not in the way her neighbors assumed. The first person to approach was a tall man in khaki shorts and a golf cap. He introduced himself as Graham Wexler, head of the HOA. His handshake was quick and cold, and he didn't make eye contact. "You moving in by yourself?" he asked, eyeing the security camera boxes by the front door. "No," Naomi said simply. "Just not everyone's here yet." "Well, if you need anything, we keep things orderly around here," Graham said, glancing at the SUV before walking away without waiting for a reply. By sundown, Naomi had unpacked enough to call it livable. Her home office was set, blinds installed, kitchen stocked. No signs, no music, no loud guests. Just her, a few porch plants, and one folding chair. The next morning, someone slipped a note under her doormat. Reminder: all porch decor must meet HOA regulations. Flags, religious items, and political messages prohibited. No name, no signature, just that. She chuckled. She didn't even have a flag up, just a hand-painted ceramic sun her niece made in art class, crookedly hung beside the door. That afternoon, while adjusting her mailbox height because the HOA flagged it as non-uniform, she noticed a woman in yoga pants walking a dog, slowly passing her house. The dog stopped to sniff, and the woman stared just a little too long. "You new here?" the woman finally said. "Looks like it," Naomi replied, standing up. The woman gave a tight smile. "Well, the HOA is very specific. Keeps things looking nice." "I read the book," Naomi said. The woman laughed, but there was no humor. "Good. We like our neighborhood a certain way." The message was clear. What they didn't know, what none of them could guess, was that Naomi hadn't just read their little HOA booklet. She'd read classified briefings that made senators sweat. She'd navigated language barriers, explosives, and backroom negotiations in countries she couldn't even name. A neighborhood association wasn't going to shake her. Still, something was off. She'd moved a lot. New towns, new cities. But this had a kind of performative welcome. Smiles without warmth, small talk laced with surveillance. So she set up the cameras. Not because she was paranoid. Because she was prepared. One above the door. One at the side entrance. Two more angled across the front yard to cover blind spots the average person wouldn't think twice about. That night, she stood on her porch with a glass of water, watching the streetlights flicker on. A breeze moved the leaves. A single car passed slowly, then sped up beyond her driveway. She wasn't worried, but she wasn't settled either. She sent a quick message from a burner phone to a contact saved as Angela's HVAC. Settle incomplete. Activity already odd. Logging first flags. Standby. No reply. She didn't need one. As quiet as things seemed that first week, Naomi had a gut feeling it wouldn't stay that way. By week 2, the tension grew legs. It started with a parking complaint, a printed notice taped to her mailbox. Driveway must be kept clear of oversized vehicles. Please use garage for storage. Her SUV was parked neatly in the driveway, not blocking the sidewalk, not touching the neighbor's lawn. She peeled the paper off and dropped it in recycling. The next day, a man she hadn't seen before stood at the edge of her lawn, arms crossed, watching her water the succulents. "Hey there," she called out. He didn't respond, just stared, then walked away. That night, a second note appeared. No unauthorized vehicles. Surveillance is active. HOA monitors street traffic. The irony made her laugh. She scanned the perimeter again. Nothing out of the ordinary. Then came the police. Just after 6 p.m., a patrol car rolled up. 2 officers, polite but stiff. "Ma'am," We received a call about a disturbance, one said. Reports of loud arguing. She blinked. I live alone. No guests. You're welcome to check. They didn't, but they made notes. 15 minutes later, she saw Graham again, standing near his mailbox, talking to the yoga pants woman. Both glanced her way. She opened the front door and stepped out, making it clear she saw them. Just making sure everything's okay over there, Graham called out. I'm fine. Good. You know the police come around when things don't line up with the rules. Noise violations. Improper use of property. I pay the same dues as everyone else, she said calmly. He raised his eyebrows like that was a challenge, then went back to chatting. Later that week, the trash pickup skipped her house. Every other bin emptied. Hers untouched. She called sanitation. No record of a missed pickup. Could someone have reported my house as vacant? The woman on the phone paused. Actually, yes. That's what's in the notes. Naomi exhaled. I live here. We'll fix it. She hung up, sat on the porch, camera light blinking quietly above her. That same night, her back fence gate was ajar. Not open, just wide enough to suggest someone had tested it. The chain had a fresh scuff. Enough. She opened the encrypted tablet from her locked office drawer and initiated a low-level alert. Possible harassment. Escalation. Passive monitoring engaged. Permission to activate detail. Seconds later, a response. Permission granted. Detail reassigned. Active. Janelle Brooks had lived 2 doors down for years. A retired librarian with a garden full of marigolds. Or so people thought. Janelle once worked logistics for Foreign Intel. A quiet assignment out of Langley. She owed Naomi a favor. That favor had just been called in. The next morning, Janelle showed up with muffins and a smile. Thought you could use company. Naomi stepped aside. I'm guessing this isn't just a social call. Janelle leaned in. Already rerouted 2 drones off your property. HOA's not your only problem. Before Naomi could respond, a knock at the door. 4:42 p.m. No squad car. No marked HOA vehicle. Just a silver sedan with a cracked headlight and windows far too dark. 2 men stepped out. Khaki pants. Polo shirts. Laminated badges. One held a clipboard. The other, a phone, pretending to take photos. Naomi had seen this act before. Not here. In Caracas. Istanbul. Beirut. Fake officials. Intimidation routines. The self-appointed power. She opened the door before they could knock. Janelle sat calmly on the couch, sipping tea. You must be Ms. Ellis, clipboard said. Syrupy voice. Condescending tone. We're with the Sycamore Ridge HOA Enforcement Committee. Just a few things to go over. Your badges don't scan. You're not in the directory. And HOA doesn't do unannounced visits. He blinked. Surprised. Ma'am, your porch has unauthorized items. Frequent visitors. It's been reported. Is that illegal? We need you to step outside. No thank you. The clipboard smile faded. We're trying to help you avoid fines. This could escalate. I doubt that. They moved fast. One reached for her arm. The other reached for the screen door. Janelle stood. Back away. She moved fast. Not like a retiree. Her thumb pressed a sequence on her phone, not 911. Who the hell are you? One man growled. Back. Away. The man yanked the door open. Naomi didn't scream. Didn't panic. She pivoted and slammed her hand down on his wrist. Textbook breakaway. He stumbled. Cursed. The second man lunged. Tires crunched gravel. 2 dark SUVs turned onto the street. Smooth. Steady. The men froze. You can run, Naomi said, but it'll be worse. 4 agents exited. Plain clothes. No weapons visible. Phone man tried to bolt. Made it 6 feet. Then he was down. Clipboard guy sat on the porch step. Defeated. A lean agent nodded to Naomi. Ms. Ellis, are you okay? She nodded. Minimal contact. No injuries. Cameras caught it all. Good. Clean extraction. Neighbors peeked out. No one stepped forward. Even Graham stayed behind his hedges. The taller man in cuffs finally spoke. We were just trying to make sure the neighborhood stayed safe. Naomi asked. He didn't answer, but he looked toward Graham's house. An agent clocked it. We're pulling footage. Municipal override. You think he's involved? I think someone thought you were an easy target. They were wrong. What followed was a federal inquiry, arrests, and a reckoning that shattered the illusion of polite control in Sycamore Ridge. Because what they thought was just another quiet black woman was the beginning of their end.